Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. All right, y'all. I'm so angry because I had went to the nail shop like a couple of weeks ago, and I got the gel on my fingers. Anyways, the gel started peeling on one nail, and I don't know why I did this. I started peeling off the gel, and then it's kind of hard to get that gel off of your fingers sometimes. And then I started peeling the gel off the other finger, and then the next finger, and then the next finger, and now my nails look a mess. They feel so lumpy. And so, anyways, I'm trying to hold off till next week, but I really need to go now because my fingers look a mess, like horrible. I'm almost embarrassed to even walk around. You can't really tell now, but they look a mess. Anyways, we're gonna figure it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I cannot wait till next week. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the mess. This is according to nypost.com. So y'all know the Diddy trial is pretty much, near the end. I really haven't been paying attention like that. I stick my head in and stick my head out. But I wanted to come down here and talk about this. Sean Diddy Combs' defense argues Mogul's relationship with Cassie, whom he brutally beat, was a great modern love story. As soon as I saw this floating around on the internet that Diddy's team was trying to wrap this up as a modern day, I guess, Romeo and Juliet. I don't know, girl. Keisha and Pookie. I don't know. I was like, okay. Um, I read one. I'm going to put both. I read the article from the Washington Post and also this one. But Washington Post, sometimes you have to. I didn't realize that sometimes, and I probably put the links to Washington Post in the description box, you may not be able to read it if you don't have a subscription. Yeah. So I'm still going to put it anyways, just in case, because I don't know. But I read that one and I read this one. So, anyways, it goes a little something like this. So Sean Diddy Combs' violent, perverted, decade-long relationship with Cassie Ventura was kind of a great modern love story, the disgraced mogul's lawyer claimed Friday. If that's a modern day love story, I definitely don't want it. The love story is not my ministry anyways. But girl, if I wanted to just go tap in and just go, let me see, let me go ahead and find me a little man for a little bit. Girl, if this is what you gotta do, girl, count me out. They loved out loud, defense lawyer Mark Agnefello told jurors during closing arguments at the bombshell sex trafficking trial against the rapper, who was once caught on camera mercilessly beating Ventura, who he allegedly repeatedly forced to have sex with different men in front of him. She was always free to leave. She chose to stay because she was in love with him, and he was in love with her, Agnefello told the jury in the Manhattan federal courtroom. She doesn't try to get up. She doesn't try to fight back. That's the reaction of someone with a lot of practice of getting beat, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey told jurors in the rebuttal statement. No was never an option for Cassie, the prosecutor added. The defendant didn't need to threaten Cassie each time to get her to comply. He had her trained, taught her that disobeying him was not an option. Pleasing him was the way pleasing him was the way to stay safe. Ventura, an R&B singer. Now we're not gonna no, we're not gonna call all that. We team Cassie. We team Cassie, but we're not gonna live in the land of the Lulu. We're not gonna go around here calling everybody R&B singers. Is she an R&B singer? Ventura, but this is what they put, girl. Ventura, an R&B singer who began dating Combs after he signed her to his Bad Boy Records label, was the prosecution's star witness at the rap tycoon's 7-week trial. During the sensational proceeding, jurors heard testimony that Combs beat her countless other times and forced her to have degrading sex with male escorts in days long sessions he called freak offs. Ventura also testified that Combs arred her in 2018 after they broke up. Agnefello also maintained that Combs, Ventura, and another ex girlfriend, Jane, that he allegedly forced into sex were a part of a consensual swingers lifestyle rather than sex trafficking, girl. As Combs looked on from the defense table in a tan sweater, Agnefello argued that the freak-offs were examples of things a couple may feel indifferently about but compromise on. Girl, girl, they're trying to make this seem like Bonnie and Clyde on the Run Part 2. Who wants that perfect love story anyway? Anyway. Cliche, 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 cliche. Girl, they're trying to make this seem like Bonnie and Clyde on the Run, Part 2. Girl, I don't care if we on the run. Baby, as long as I'm next to you. Ooh. God, what? Girl, they say this is they say this is a modern love story. Mm 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 mm. If that's what it's to be like Bonnie and Clyde, I don't want my own Clyde and Clyde experience. I don't. Girl, let somebody else do it. Get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it.
I'm just saying. Child, anyways, akin to drinking strawberry lemonade or spending time in Los Angeles. Let me just add this. Let me say this right now. There is no one that is going to get me to believe. No one. Let me finish. I'm starting to get excited. Your likes and their likes become one. That is actually what love is, and that is what was going on. The attorney claims. Girl. Comey fired back that forcing women into marathon sexual events was far more sinister than a couple's drink choice. I know that's right. What we're not talking about here is the preferences for lemonade are for the beach. The prosecutor said, having unprotected sex with a rotation of men, the defense want you to believe that Cassie and Jane wanted that. That is ridiculous on its face. Combs has been behind bars since September in arrest charges. Um, arre- I'm sorry. Combs has been behind bars since his September arrest on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He faces up to life in prison if convicted on the top charge. The jury is set to start deliberating on Monday. So listen, this is all I got to say, and then we're gonna move on. First of all, girl, I don't. Girl, the lawyer's goal is to win, so he gonna say whatever he needs to say, or they're gonna say whatever they need to say in order to try to convince the jury that, girl, this is not what they're trying to say that it is. Okay, whatever. What we not gonna do, and I've been saying this, I'm gonna say it again until this trial is over. What we're not gonna do is act as if, like he said, Agnefello argued that the freak offs were examples of things a couple may feel differently about, but compromise. Also, he alleged that he allegedly forced into sex, but they were part of a consensual swingers lifestyle. There are people out there who really believe that because let me try. This is how it worked. This is how I'm processing this in my head. Right? People tell women all the time to get with a man who can provide, who can protect, who can lead, can write all that stuff they tell women. Right? If a man does not work, he does not eat. Get with someone who can pay the bills. But then when a woman actually does those things, then here comes the, oh, she only got with him because of money. Here comes the, oh, she's a gold digger. It's like a big mind fuck, because you tell them on one hand to get with a man who can provide and can lead and be the head of household, and if a man does not work, he does not eat. And then when she tries to find that, then, oh girl, you just a gold digger. Let's say Cassie got with Puff Daddy because he had money. Okay. She got with Cassie. Cassie got with Puffy because he had money. At some point, I think that it is time for you out there who believe that that is why she stayed and that's why I need you to let that go. N- Even if, as the attorney said, um, Agnefello argued that the freak offs were examples of things couples may feel differently about but compromise on. Girl, no one is compromising on the shit that Cassie went through, that Jane Doe went through. While, yes, and this is what I said the other night, well, a couple of weeks ago, for some of you to act like you don't do things that you don't want to do, but you do it because you want to please your man. Y'all walk around here having threesomes with your man every weekend. You ain't never thought about letting no bitch ride your face all night long until you wanted to impress or keep James happy. Now you walking around here with cat juice, girl, on the tip of your tongue Monday morning at the office. So we're not going to act like people don't agree to do things in relationships or in situationships or with people because you just want to make them happy. You want to please a person who you with. You could not want to do it, but you'll still do it anyways. You'll still have a threesome to please your man. Nobody is signing up to be passed around. Even if you got with a man who got a little bit of money, even if you did agree to a threesome or two or three, where do we start to say, yeah, this is a little team too much? Nobody's signing up to have sores in their mouth because they suck dick so much. Nobody's signing up to have piss in their mouth to the point they wake up and they're choking. I don't know if this is true or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. From what the people say, they could not open up Cassie's medical records. There is a possibility that with Cassie being a human cum receptacle, that there is a good chance that Cassie could have caught an STD. Having sex on your period, like, for real, nobody, girl, is signing up for no shit like that. Yeah, a threesome, two, maybe even three. I'm thinking I'm about to get me a couple of bags, a couple of shoes, girl, get flued out, right? Girl, okay, I might have to have a threesome. Okay, girl, I have a threesome, girl. But girl, now I'm walking around here with sores in my mouth because I don't suck dick so much. Now I'm waking up in the middle of my girl. Now I'm waking up in the bathroom, girl, choking on piss. Girl, come on now. This ain't no modern love story. This ain't nothing. Oh, girl, this is just what we're gonna compromise on. Girl, what? Girl, what? Now I will say, I don't know, girl. I don't, like. I'm trying to watch what I say. I will say some of the stuff Jane Doe was saying. I was like, girl, you sound like a fool. I know somebody gonna say, "What's the difference?" Well, the difference to me is, girl, when Puffy put his bangs in Cassie, girl, Cassie was what 20, 21 years old when he finally, pushed up on her. Jane, I know you can still be a fool at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Let me shut up, girl, because I don't really know enough about Jane and what she said to really give a solidified opinion. But I do know that in Cassie or even Jane Doe's situation, but especially Cassie's, girl, ain't nobody signing up to do no shit like that. Nobody. I don't care how it started out. I don't care if the ultimate goal for Cassie was to get with a rich man. That doesn't mean that she was signing up for all the things that followed after she gained access, after she got access to a little bit of money. Shout out to Sweet Tea. After she got access to the money, girl, I don't think Cassie was signing was that wasn't a part of the deal, baby. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on, y'all. Do y'all think Puffy's gonna be found guilty? Do y'all think he's going to jail? I don't know. I don't know. I can see him getting off though. I can see him getting off. I think he needs to be in jail because I believe what the people said. It amazes you know what amazes me though. It amazes me how so many people was the people who love the people who I guess I think that this is some hunt for like the black man. Girl, they did pull that card. Girl, they did pull the black man card. I said, I'm not mad at it because if you're going to pull the black man card at any time, girl, this is the time to pull it. Girl, I'll put the link to the Washington Post. The lawyer did kind of pull the successful black man card. I said, okay, girl, today's the time to pull it. Um, but it does amaze me. It's kind of funny in a way because it just goes, in my head, I do believe, and it's just how, I understand there are a group of people out there, and it really, I'm not mad at those group of people who are like, you know what, I just want to wait till it plays out and then see what I know or hear or what I've read, and then I can make a decision, right? And then you have some of us, right, who from the get go, based off of what we think we've heard or what we know we've heard, we'll be like, oh, girl, she guilty, he guilty. Oh, girl, she might not be innocent. Oh, girl, he, you know what I'm saying? Which it really should kind of be, oh, we just need to wait. But, girl, some of these, girl, you know these niggas and some of these bitches be guilty. Um, but so but anyways, back to what I was saying, I do think it's kind of, I do think it's kind of comical in a way when I see people online acting as if, and I'm like, do y'all not know like selling cat, selling dick, selling your body, like you know that's illegal, right? Girl, like, and I'm like, girl, maybe because so many people do it, they don't really realize that it's illegal. But y'all do know that's illegal. It's like you do know it's illegal to pay someone for sex. Now people do it, but it's still illegal. You do know, like, you're not supposed to pay for sex. You're like, I think you can do it somewhere in Nevada, but for the most part, in most places in the United States, girl, paying for sex is illegal. Girl, it's illegal. And then once you start to transport bodies from different cities, different states, girl, that could like, and you're paying and you're paying these people. Like I said, girl, the jurors, they may say that, girl, we don't believe none of these hoes, and girl, he innocent. I do think it's a difference between. I do think there's a difference between, like, for example, when people were online acting as if, and I'm like, I don't even know if they're acting. Um, they don't know a clear example of what extortion is. They don't know what a clear example of bribery is. We've been given these examples from the security guard to Cassie's mother. Now, whether or not the jurors are gonna think that it's true, like that's a whole nother situation. But to say that that's not an example, girl, like, well, I haven't heard no extortion. What do you mean you haven't heard an example of extortion? What do you mean you haven't heard an example of bribery? Like, girl, what are we talking about? No, that doesn't mean that the jurors, when they go in the back, they might be like, well, girl, that bitch is signed and that nigga is signed, girl, he innocent. But that was an example of extortion and bribery, though. Anyways, it is what it is. Um, I think Puffy is. I really do believe that he's a menace to society. I do. We've heard too many people come out and tell these horrific stories, their experiences with Puffy, from the people at Vibe magazine, people from Howard University, This is just not just Cassie. This is like a long list of people who have come out and told, you know, their stories, their experience, their interactions with this man. Everybody is not just lying on Puffy because he's some rich black man. I will say this though, girl. If he get off, girl, I feel sorry for everybody who took that stand. I do. It's not funny. It's not funny, girl. Y'all better move, girl. Shave y'all head, girl. Change y'all name, honey, girl. Move to the other side of the world, baby. Because if Puffy leave that courthouse next week or the week after next, baby, whenever they get done deliberating, honey, I feel for y'all. I feel for you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Baby, I better move to some small town in Idaho. Baby, start all over. Go to a witness protection program, honey. What's your name? Girl, Robert James. Girl, not even Robert, honey. What's your name? Girl, Keith St. John. Girl, born and raised. Girl, in a small town. Population 1,000. Girl, I work at the grocery store now. Okay, I'm a cashier. I'm about to leave New York, baby. Girl, they is after us. Girl, anyways. All right, y'all. That's all I wanted. I'll be back later. I think I'm about to try to go out to eat with my sister. I don't know what's going on, child. But yeah, I'll be back later tonight with another Hot Topics video. Bye, y'all.